Question 6. The monopolist has total fixed costs of 60 and a variable cost of 15 per unit. What is the profit maximizing price? So again, here we've got price times quantity, we have total fixed costs, and then we have variable costs. Well, since our total fixed costs are always 60, what is the marginal cost of producing one more unit? Well, here we're told our variable cost is 15 per unit produced. So then we're just going to go ahead and produce until our marginal revenue is equal to our marginal cost of 15. So then here we need to go ahead and calculate total revenue again. Well, the first one's going to be 1 times 51, so that's 51. The second one is going to be 47 times 2, which is going to be 8094. The next one is 42 times 3, which is equal to 126. The next one is equal to 4 times 36, which is going to be 144. And when you get here, you might as well calculate the marginal revenues and then see where you're standing. So the marginal revenue of moving from 1 to 2 is the difference between 94 minus 51, and that equals to 43. That's nowhere close to 15, so we have to keep going. The marginal revenue here is going to be the difference between 126 minus 94, which is equal to 32. Difference between 126 and 144. Well, that's equal to 18. So then we actually have to go one further, and we have to go, what's 5 times 29? Well, that's equal to 145. So then the marginal revenue there is only equal to 1. So then between this 18 and 1, we don't want to produce. So we want to stick here at 4 for a price of 36. And we get our answer C, 36. Question 7. Which of the following statements about a production function is correct for a firm that uses labor to produce output? The production function depicts the relationship between the quantity of labor and the quantity of capital. No, the production function tells us how much output we get given our inputs. The slope of the production function measures the marginal product of cost. So the slope of the production function is going to tell us the marginal product of cost would be the slope of the cost function, not of the production function. The slopes of the production function and the total cost curve are inversely related. If one is increasing, the other is decreasing. Correct. As total cost goes up, then your production function must be flattening out because your costs are increasing so much per unit produced that the amount you're producing must be falling. Question 8. Joan grows pumpkins. If Joan plants no seeds on her farm, she gets no harvest. She plants 1 bag of seeds, she gets 500 pumpkins. 2 bags, she gets only additional 300. 3 bags, she gets 900 total. So then for the first bag, 1 bag, her quantity of output is 500. For 2 bags, it's that 500 plus the additional 300, so 800. And for 3 bags, she gets 900. Since all of the bags cost $100, we can just look and see that each bag is giving her less and less additionally, from 500 to 300 to 100. So then her total cost curve is, remember, the total cost curve is the relationship between your costs and quantity produced. Her costs are always $100, but her quantity goes down for each 100. Her additional quantity goes down for each $100 she spends. So then her total cost curve must be increasing at an increasing rate. Right? It's going up, it's getting more and more costly at a quick rate because each bag costs the same but actually gives less output. Question 9. The information below applies to a competitive firm that sells its output for $40 per unit. When the firm produces and sells 150 units of output, its average total cost is $24.50. When the firm produces and sells 151 units of output, the average total cost is $24.55. Suppose the firm is currently producing and selling 150 units of output. Should the firm increase to 151 units of output? Well, then what's the marginal cost of that 150 first thing? How do we find that? Well, if we're selling 150 units and the price is above average total cost, we know we're still making profits, so that's great. If we move to 151, we would still be making profits because it's above average total cost, but what we need to do is find marginal cost. So remember that average total cost is equal to the total cost divided by quantity. Well, here, our total cost divided by quantity is equal to 24.55 is equal to the total cost over 151. So then we multiply 151 to both sides and we get 24.55 times 151 is equal to total cost. So then that gives us $3,707.05. We could also do this with these 150 and say, well, 24.5 times 150 is equal to 3,675. And then we could take the difference of these and we could say 3,707 minus 3,675 is equal to 32.05. So the marginal cost is less than the $40 of marginal revenue. So then should the firm increase? Yes, because the marginal revenue exceeds the marginal cost. Done. Now what you could also do is you could say, well, the difference here is only 1 unit, right? Question 10. A firm in a competitive market has the following cost structure. If the market prices for, the firm will, remember, they're in a perfectly competitive market, they're always going to produce until price is equal to marginal cost, because in a perfectly competitive market, price equals marginal revenue. So we max profit where price is equal to marginal cost in a perfectly competitive market. So then let's just look at the marginal costs for this. We've got 5, 2, 3, 9. Well, what's the price in this market? $4. 5 is too high, so I would enter the market. And then I would produce this second unit and this third unit, but I would not move on to produce this fourth unit. So then this firm is going to go ahead and produce 3 units in the short run, and they're going to go ahead and exit in the long run. Why are they going to exit in the long run? Well, they're going to exit in the long run because they're only getting paid $4 for 3 units. 4 times 3 is equal to 12. Their total costs are 15, so they're making losses.